Hi there, welcome to this week's video Derby Watch recap version. I'm Mike Watchmaker along with Jay Privman. And Jay, last Saturday, we had only one prep that pertained to Derby Watch. It was the Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn Park, but it was a very interesting one. It was a very rough one. We have four horses on this week's Derby Watch to come out of the Rebel. Let's talk about them in the order of finish. And let's begin with Opportunity, who improved off a fourth in the Risen Star at Fairgrounds to win the Rebel.
It was a very good race for him, Mike. I like the way he fought on down the stretch. He's a lightly raced horse. This was only his fourth lifetime start, and he seems to be improving by leaps and bounds. So I thought it was a terrific effort on his part.
It was a definite step forward for him. It was his first attempt on a wet racetrack. Are you at all concerned that maybe he moved up because of the surface?
I'm not. I mean, I think that's a legitimate question to ask, but I thought his race in the Risen Star was very encouraging, and it just seems to me like he's an improving horse.
Second in the Rebel, beaten only half a length, was Tapit. And personally, I thought Tapit ran just as well, if not better, than he did when he won the Southwest Stakes last month in blowout fashion. He was severely lacking for racing room and upper stretch. He really bulled his way out to get some running room, and he was knocked around between horses in the stretch and fought on gamely to the finish.
He did all that. He definitely forced his way out to try and secure room. I thought Mike Smith did a great job of doing some race riding on Opportunity there. But you're right, Tapit definitely showed a lot of gameness and fight to go on and take some of that bumping, and he was only narrowly beaten in the race, so he continues to make good progress as well.
Third in the Rebel, in a much improved performance and a newcomer to Derby Watch this week, was Ride on Curlin. Ride on Curlin was beaten only a length after forcing the pace. He saved a lot more ground this time than he did in his last start. This is another horse that might have moved up on the wet racetrack, although this is a horse that did finish a decent third in the Champagne Stakes on a dry track last fall.
That's true in terms of his Champagne performance, but I really do think that the off-track moved him up. He's kind of an inconsistent horse. He'll alternate very good performances with some inexplicably bad ones, but his pedigree and Tomlinson rating for off-track are both very, very strong, and I do think that the off-track definitely helped Ride on Curlin.
And fourth in the Rebel is a horse that's a little bit of a polarizing horse, but I think that you and I might be of the same mind in him, and that's Strong Mandate. I was disappointed with Strong Mandate's performance. He went to the lead in the Rebel. I think that's probably his best running style. The pace he set was fairly comfortable, and I just thought he was kind of like, he was battling amongst the leaders when he got squeezed back a little bit late in the stretch, but I don't think he was going to win the race. I actually think he was ready to surrender.
Yeah, I was willing to give him a hall pass off of his comeback race in the Southwest, Mike, because he had such a wide trip and he hadn't been able to train properly up to the race owing to the cold weather that they had had at Oaklawn. And I ascribed him switching leads down the stretch to that in that race. But he did it again here, and that to me is a little bit disconcerting. He should have been tighter for this race, and to me he was the fourth best horse on the day in here. So I'm with you now. I'm a little bit negative on him. He needs to come back with a much better effort in the Arkansas Derby.
I mentioned that Ride on Curlin is a newcomer to Derby Watch this week. Very briefly, the other newcomer to Derby Watch this week is Social Inclusion, who last week won big in that allowance race at Oaklawn Park over Honor Code.
Obviously an extremely talented horse, set a track record in that race, got a very high buyer speed figure, but I just think it's really asking a lot for a horse to go from an unstarted maiden in late February to a Derby winner on the first Saturday in May. The amount of progression that needs to be done in that compressed amount of time is daunting to me. So he deserves to be on the list, but from a future standpoint, I'd be negative on him.
Jay, thank you as always, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to check out our Derby Watch preview video that accompanies this one.